Good morning, sunshines. Oh my gosh, I have myself set up so I can watch my babies play outside in the sand pit, and they're just like screaming and laughing, running across the sand. It is the best thing ever. That's what I'm grateful for this moment, is watching that laughter. Share something you're grateful for as we get started with our Good Morning Sunshine. This is how we start our attitude for the day, you guys, is we choose to find something that we're thankful for instead of diving into what we're not excited, happy, or thankful for in that moment, right? So jump on, say good morning, sunshine, or hashtag GMS, and then say anything you're grateful for in this moment. And as you say it, try to feel it. It's going to have a different result for you. Oh, I am not grateful for this fly that just came in my house. Oh, I think it's a bee. Whoopsie-daisy, it's just kind of allergic. It's fine. I think I'm allergic to wasps. It's fine. Okay, you guys, do you remember the game Never Have I Ever? Did any of you guys play this game? Today's going to be interactive. So if you're watching, just plan, even if it's like a rewatch later, plan on just participating because it's going to make it way more fun. Okay, there's this game called Never Have I Ever. Oh, he went outside. Hold on. I got it. Okay. Ha-ha! Trapped him outside. Okay, so there's this game called Never Have I Ever. And when you're like, I don't know, like little, I think if you play it, you're like, never have I ever like been in a tree house. And then everybody's like, oh, like if you've done that, then you recognize that you've actually done that. Adults, we play it as a drinking game, or maybe this is more like a college game, where you're like, never have I ever, and then whoever's done that thing is supposed to drink. Okay, so I'm not trying to teach you guys drinking games right now, but that was a thing, right? And I don't know, like the older you get, the more like it just becomes like not G-rated anymore. That's not what I'm talking about. But never have I ever, what I want to think about are some things in your life, good morning, Miss Antonia, that you didn't think you would ever do that you have done now. Okay, I want to start there. So never have I ever gotten married. And maybe like when you were younger, you're like, you couldn't even fathom getting married, right? Like, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm married. I was reading this one girl's post. It's a TikTok video, you guys. I'm like all about TikTok. And I love the way that she talked about it. She was just like, oh my gosh, like I was just in high school and then I was just in college, and now I'm living in this home with this man, and these small humans are running around everywhere. P.S. It's her husband and her babies, right? And she's like, never did I ever think that I was going to have this family, like, right? There are things that you can't even possibly conceive and imagine, even though you know that like things happen. You're like, could this really ever happen? Hi, John. Get in here. You want some water? It's right here. So I want you to think of a never have you ever, here you go, big boy, that you have now done. You didn't think that you would before. Okay, so grateful for yes. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Miss Tamara. And just share what that is. And this is like hopefully something that you're proud of, but maybe you're like, never have I ever been in jail. And you're like, oops, like there was that one time in college, whatever, that's not my never have I ever, but maybe you have that, right? So maybe there's a never have I ever look out. So share that first. Okay, that's not the point. Get more water, bud. Come grab more water. That's not really the point of today's video, all right? I want you to associate the never have I ever with the realization that at one point in your life, you did not think you would be able to do that, and now you realize that you can, you have, you did, and you thrived through it, right? There are situations that you're like, there's no way I could ever do that. I could ever handle it. And you're just like, it's just not possible. And then all of a sudden, years later, a decade later, you look back and you're like, hot damn, I did that. Right? I went to college. I got my degree. I shifted jobs. I never thought I'd be able to. I got out of that toxic relationship. I performed in a bodybuilding competition. I lost 100 pounds. I changed my attitude. I read 50 books. I read 3 books. Like things that you're like before, I never could have imagined myself reading an entire book. It can be all sorts of things, right? So I'm like challenging you guys today. Never have I ever traveled half around the world to Thailand and Bali. Like that's an amazing thing, right? So like to look at that, like things that you never thought you could or would do. And then all of a sudden there you are and you did them. And what we're going to do is we're going to land at a point, you guys, right now where we realize there are things in our lives right now where we feel potentially a little trapped, right? We've got this whole never Never could I ever, never could I ever, okay, so let's just say you're in a different position right now. Never could I ever quit smoking. Never could I ever change jobs to find something I'm passionate about it. Never could I ever earn a six-figure income. Never could I ever get out of debt. Never could I ever stop drinking. Never could I ever leave this toxic relationship. Never could I ever, get out of my tribe of friends who are just negative. Like there's things that you think that you can't do, but guess what? Today's message is you can. Like I was just going to call this, you can do it, but that's not as fun as never can I ever, right? But like the message is that you absolutely can and will thrive through those situations when you make the decision to do it. And it might be a bumpy journey. It might be a wild road. Some of your never could I ever's is like things that you don't even choose for yourself, but you get chosen for it, right? And you realize that it's a path that even though you think right now you can't traverse, you absolutely can. And then 10 years from now, you can look back on this moment and be like, I didn't think I could do it. But here I am, right? I have a beautiful friend that I've been working with for a while. And she was in a relationship that wasn't really working, and her heart was super broken. With the divorce and different things that occurred in her life, and all of a sudden now I get these thank you messages back, right? Not even that, just like messages of perspective. Like I didn't think that I could be to this point, and she's found someone now that she's truly happy with, and she never knew that she could have that type of relationship because never could she ever have seen it, but she did, and she thrived, and here she is today. Right? Never have I ever could ever survive 4 C-sections. Held her family together. Oh my gosh, Jen, like your share, you guys read these shares, okay? Because that is an incredible thing. It gives me chills to think about what you have been able to do, right? But Jennifer, if you would have asked your younger self, you would have been like, hell no, don't sign me up for that. I can't do it. Right? Come here, big boy. Oh, just got down. More? You want to get more? Will you get me more? Okay, fill it up. I'm still here, guys. Brayden's getting us more water. He has had his breakthrough, which means we're kind of a disaster for a few minutes. Never could I ever, this is me, okay? Never could I ever emotionally survive a child with cancer. Never could I ever administer chemotherapy to my own baby at home. Like, right, we're getting ready for our chemo setup right now. Never could I ever be able to authentically and openly talk about these things. And here I am, you guys. I'm thriving through it. Our family is figuring it out because we figure it out. We figure it out. All of us figure it out, right? And finally, here we're going to end, okay? The encouragement that I want you to take away today is that if you're facing something today that's a never could I ever, and you're like, that's just not a possibility for me, I want you to know, and if it's something that would support you in your growth and development, right? I'm not saying you're going to choose for something like that, like, to land on your family, but something that could move you forward, right? And you've been scared, you've been frightened, you just don't think that you can handle it. I want to tell you personally, I want you to receive this message from me to you in your heart space. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Like you're going to look back on this moment one day and be like, oh my gosh, she was right. Not only did I do it, but I did it with flying colors. And look at my life now. Look at the chapter I chose to write instead of sitting in that last chapter that wasn't great, that last relationship, that last financial situation, that last attitude, that last perception. I decided I could get out of it and I did it. So today's commitment, we always end with a commitment, right? Is commit to looking at your first never have I ever and celebrate yourself. I did that, right? I'm so proud of myself for doing that. Recognize how freaking badass you are because you are. And then go back and recognize never could I ever. Maybe where could I step up in my life and get a little uncomfortable to find some new things that are just going to blow my mind. You guys, today I am so thankful. I am so grateful for the opportunity to be learning new skills and be supporting other people through our journey and to be supporting my baby to heal and move forward. And for each and every one of you guys watching this, if this message hits your heart at all, just hit the share button and share it to your page. I don't know, maybe it'll touch somebody else too, you guys. I just found out there's this others message in my Facebook. I had no idea that all of those different people who I'm not directly connected to as a friend are like sending messages. So for you 20,000 people that are like messaging, you blow my mind. Thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't message back right away because I didn't know they were there. Okay, not that technologically inclined. Guys, have a great day. Love you. Good morning. Sunshine, light and love. My house to yours. I'm gonna go get some chemo done.